Bureau Boys is an improvised detective serial. Every Monday morning, the Bureau Boys solve crimes based on clues sent in by their informants.
That's you! Go to thebureauboys.com to submit your clues, informant.
Previously on the Bureau Boys.
This used to be a vibrant restaurant. All the bigwigs of Hollywood would come here.
Detective Riley, have you noticed the license plate of this clearly abandoned car? It has Producer 1 on it.
And the malted liquor I found in the trunk of this beaten-down car over here.
Yeah, there's this moth-eaten blanket.
Now, just so you know, without my sight, my other senses are 4 times stronger.
Yeah, it's a golf club, Detective Riley. We have a lot of stuff to go through.
Golf club.
I'm sorry. It's getting dark again, Detective Riley. We've been here for 2 full days.
Feels like time is moving much faster out here in the desert.
Detective Riley, are we in some kind of wormhole?
Alternate, not just a moth-shaped note, Detective Potter, but right beside it. It kind of blended in. The colors were the same as the glove box, but it looks like a little puppet, kind of Muppet.
We have to read the note.
If anyone finds this, know that I wanted to change all my tires.
I came out of the Jack-in-the-Box and all 4 of my tires had been slashed.
I'm worried that I might not make the night. There's something following me.
I'm worried that just as though my tires had been slashed, perhaps my throat is next? ?
I better leave a makeshift me in the driver's seat just in case.
Signed, Detective Riley. The bottom part of this note is missing.
There's a deep gash in the marionette's neck.
As the Bureau Boys hop into their car and skid out onto the main road, they spin out of control, for someone has slashed their tires. Just before the Bureau Boys can regain control of the car, they veer into a tree and are both knocked unconscious. Thanks to Mask Sanity Pod for this week's clue for the case of the missing master Muppeteer. Chin scratch emoji, magnifying glass emoji, wide eyes emoji.
Smoke billowed from the front of the car. The Bureau Boys were slumped over, unconscious, after hours being trapped inside their car after the crash.
But who knows? Around this Jack-in-the-Box, were hours minutes? Were minutes hours? Were hours days? Were days years? Were years decades?
How much time has passed? The Bureau Boys may find out as they start detecting.
Detective Potter and Detective Riley touch their heads. Blood streams into their eyes from gashes over their heads.
Oh.
Detective Riley gingerly touches his throat to make sure that it has not been slashed. Oh, Detective Riley. Oh, my head.
Detective Potter, check your throat.
Oh, Detective Potter checks his throat to make sure that it has not been slashed. Feels fine. How's your throat?
Stubbly, but uncut.
Thank God. Detective Riley, I think our tires were slashed.
Yeah, there was no control. Jeez. And you were driving.
Why do you have to bring that up? We just had a horrible accident, Detective Riley. Why do you immediately have to put it on me?
Have you updated your license lately? It's just, I feel like you need.
Do you mean the weight? Do you mean the weight on my license, Detective Riley? Is that what because you don't really update a license, you get it renewed. I'm not going to call them every time I put on a pound or lose a pound, Detective Riley. That's a ridiculous request. I don't care. If a cop pulls me over and is like, oh, well, you must not be Detective Potter because Detective Potter on his license weighs 171 and you're clearly pushing 2 bills.
Detective Potter, it's okay if you gained a little weight. It's been a stressful year. I mean, we wrapped up that last case. We were celebrating a lot week after week. eating lots of pastas and donuts.
Yes, I just want to say, Detective Riley, that one person of this partnership constantly stops to eat before we do every single thing. That every investigation has to start with you noshing on something. And yes, maybe I've had to let out my belt a little bit, but I didn't have to until I became partners with you.
Just saying it's good to keep your government-issued ID up to date. But that's neither here nor there.
Are we sure that these are government issued? I think we are. I think the government assembled us.
Where they cut the laminate, I think there's an argument to be made that the laminate wasn't cut quite. There's a little extra. I have a little extra, just clear plastic on mine. So I don't know if this is just a basic Kinko's job. I'm not even sure Kinko still exists.
And I have a little extra around my belt line. Okay, Detective Riley, so now can we just agree that we're both maybe a little bit concussed? Frankly, I'm glad that this car is disabled now because after the malt liquor, I don't think either one of us should have been driving.
That's where my headache's coming from. It's the malt liquor, yeah. Definitely not the car crash.
We haven't slept in 2 days, Detective Riley.
Do you know it's been 2 days?
That's a great question because something real weird is happening at this Jack in the Box, Detective Riley. I don't like it. It's making the hairs on the back of my neck just stand straight to attention.
Those are some long hairs, Detective Potter. That's another thing I've been wanting to talk to you about. You need to get a haircut. Okay, we are professionals, and we need to keep a clean shaven look. Front of the face, back of the neck, clean.
Is there anything else you want to bring up right now, Detective Riley? Because I feel like if we're going to start just throwing stones around or throwing manhole covers around like they're nickels, I would say wash your feet every once in a while.
The reason I need this protective layer of dirt and grime to withstand the natural environment. I don't wear shoes. You know this. So,
Detective Riley.
But speaking of your shoes, oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, look what's happening to us. I feel like the combination of the malt liquor plus the accident, we're turning against each other. We're having a good, nice Sunday afternoon. Wait, what day is it? I feel like we got here on Sunday afternoon.
This is what they want. This is what they want. They want us confused, broken down, and at each other's necks. Oh my God. I didn't even realize I had... Just then, as Detective Riley utters the words at each other's necks, he realizes he's holding a little short blade to Detective Potter's neck.
And Detective Potter, likewise, is holding a Bowie knife to Detective Riley's neck. Where did I even get this knife?
I never carry a knife. I don't even believe in weapons.
I totally believe in weapons, but I do not carry. I believe in weapons that can keep me from a distance and not have to get all grisly. I'm not going to beat someone with a baseball bat or like kill someone with a boat propeller. That's absurd. Like, I want weapons that I can be far away from the victim. If any, not victim, let's say perp.
When you have to turn someone else into a victim, Detective Potter, you want to make sure you're at a good distance. I get it.
That's exactly right.
That's why you have that long-barreled standard issue sniper rifle in the trunk with the 100-yard scope. Just in case you got to take some guys out.
Yes, that's exactly why. Hey, do you think we could maybe both lower our knives?
I feel like if we've been talking, these knives have gotten closer to each other's necks. Let's take them back at the same time.
Okay, are we going to count down?
We're going to have to count down.
Okay, you know what? Can you just let me do the countdown and we'll both remove them at the same time? Because I know the problems that we have with countdowns and count-ups. So I'm going to count down from 3.
This is... Okay.
Go ask all the questions that you need. Get all the questions that you need out of the way right now because I know that you don't like these scenarios.
I'm just afraid that one of us is under some kind of possession and we're not in control. So I would rather us do this at the same time.
I totally agree, and that was the point of the countdown. But like, now that you say that, Detective Riley, I think that you might be onto something. Something very weird is happening in and around. Well, we don't know about in because we didn't go inside at any point. But something weird is happening around this Jack in the Box.
Okay. Count us down, and then we got to get out of this car and get our bearings.
Deal. Okay, and just so we're clear, on 1, we're going to both remove. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and on 1. It's not going to be 3, 2, 1, remove the knife. It's going to be 3, 2, remove the knife, but I'm going to say 1. I'm not going to say remove the knife. Do you want me to say remove the knife?
Yeah, if you could. I'd like to be very clear on what I'm going to do next.
Okay. 3, 2, remove the knife. Okay. I've still got mine against yours because I hate that you always try and cut along with me when I try and make it super clear that we're not doing that. Okay. So I'm just going to count 3, 2, remove the knife.
You're not going to say 1? You're just going to skip past a whole number.
These rules are so simple. I was only going to say 1 until you insisted I say remove the knife instead. Detective Riley, okay, I've already put my knife down. I'm throwing it through the window. I'm throwing it into the forest, okay?
Okay.
There it goes.
Yep, okay.
I probably should have kept it so we could maybe fingerprint it because that is definitely not my knife, but it's lost now.
Hopefully the local authorities do not connect that knife to any other crime. I'm going to go ahead and stab this knife into the seat so it's secured.
I just had this car reupholstered, Detective Riley. Why would you do that?
We're going to have to get a new one anyway.
Okay, as long as my name isn't on the lease.
I don't know who we're going to have to talk to, but we're going to have to get a new standard issue Buick LeSabre.
Okay, I agree. It's a fine automobile from the people that brought you the Skylark. Detective Riley, let's get out of this car, first of all, because the smoke billowing out from under the hood cannot be a good sign.
So the Bureau boys exit their vehicle, taking the tire and the marionette with them. Looking around, they see that they're still in a desert. They crashed into the only tree within 100 miles.
Detective Riley, I know I said I threw my knife out into the woods. I don't know if it was just the accident that's got me loopy, but I'm just going to go grab it because it's sitting right there in the sand. So I'm just going to grab it just in case somebody else, some sick perp, use this for some sort of crime. I don't want it pinned back to me because now I've got my prints all over it.
And you definitely didn't use it to murder anyone because that's not your MO.
No, absolutely not. I would never have used a knife similar to this to loosen some screws on a propeller on the back of an outboard motor.
Like the one that your wife was chewed up by.
Yes, exactly like the type of motor that my wife was chewed up by. Okay, Detective Riley, here's the situation. We have no transportation at this point, and we have nothing but time. I do still have bacon and eggs, and I assume still have some sausage. Still got the frying pan. We can hole up here for a while. I feel like with nothing better to do, because, hang on one second. Detective Potter pulls out his cell phone and looks at the bars. I've got no reception out here. I don't know about you.
Detective Riley flips out his Nokia flip and also checks the bars. Not a 1. Yeah, I'm empty on this one, too.
I know we're scared. Now we both have weapons.
Well,
and
I left mine in your upholstery.
I was talking about our guns, Detective Riley, but now I have a gun and a knife. I have a long range and a short range weapon.
Yep.
So we might as well. I know we weren't going to check out the Jack in the Box for its ahead, but we have nothing better to do now.
You want to trek back and get into that Jack in the Box?
Yeah, let's go in the Jack in the Box, right? So the Bureau boys approach the front door of the Jack in the Box. Cracks in the door have spiderwebbed the glass, and it's clear that the Jack in the Box has not been attended to for years. But at this Jack in the Box, what are years? Minutes? Seconds? Hours? Weeks? Days? Months? Decades? Centuries? Millennia?
Detective Potter.
What?
Sorry.
Are you still reading that note with all the heavy breathing?
Yes. I was just making sure I didn't miss anything on this note. It was just heavy breathing.
There's not a name, right?
There seemed, it might have been, but it's all smudged. And it also, by the end of this was a very small winged moth note. There wasn't much room.
Yes, it was tiny. I'm surprised that the bottom even got ripped off because how could you even rip? It's like how you can't fold a piece of paper more than 8 times, I believe. Like, right?
Yeah.
Did Mythbusters?
Mothbusters?
I almost said Mothbusters.
You caught that episode of Mothbusters where they attempted to write out a really long note on
a tiny piece of paper. You saw the same one?
Moth-shaped piece of paper, yeah. And in the experiment, they concluded it could be done. Theoretical, though. I guess actually now it's not theoretical because they did reproduce the results. That's your domain, right?
Yes, that's a great... Detective Riley, I have to continue to say you've been getting better and better and better at your real detective work. So I'm just saying, Detective Riley, if that's the case, then the bottom of this note was probably torn off or lost at some point in the shuffle. But why are we even focusing on the note? Let's look at the Jack in the Box. It's been 2.5, 3 days. Who knows at this point?
So the Bureau boys look around. They see a long staircase leading upstairs. To the left, some double-wide doors leading to the bar room. They're standing in the midst of the dining room. And to the right, as a tiny doorway, maybe servants' quarters, who knows?
Possibly an observatory or an atrium.
But above the door is a face that's scratching its chin.
Detective Riley, look at that face. It seems to be looking at me just like that marionette in the car did. It looks confused.
Yeah, it looks like a faded yellow with a little hand touching its chin. Little button chin.
Almost like a Mickey Mouse hand, like a gloved hand. Detective Riley, did you bring your magnifying glass?
Yes, of course.
Okay, good, because you know how you lost your guitar on the plane? I lost my magnifying glass. It was in your guitar case.
I told you needed to get your own case. Why did I found a cheap one on Amazon. You never ordered it. Then we missed out on the deal. Now it's out of stock.
I put it on my wish list, and I was hoping with my birthday coming up next week that you would maybe get it for me as a little bit of an early birthday surprise, but forget it. Take out your magnifying glass.
Don't worry, I have the extra long handle, so we can both hold it.
Okay, perfect. And I will boost
me up. Boost me up, Scotty.
Well, then we won't be able to look both through it.
Well, I can get up there. I'll get on your shoulders. I'm gonna need you to support it, so I'll be on your shoulders. I'll hold the shaft at the very tippy top next to the glass. You'll hold the bottom shaft as you're supporting me on your shoulders, so we can get up there, so you can study the magnifying glass.
I think I get it. Okay, Detective Riley. Upsy daisy.
So Detective Potter kneels down. Detective Riley swings his hairy legs around Detective Potter's neck. Detective Potter lifts with all the strength in his buttocks. Give me up.
Okay, you talk about me putting on some pounds. Come on, Detective Riley.
Oh,
I'm trying. Okay. Ow. Okay, stop shifting. How many wallets do you have?
I have 10 fake wallets because if I'm mugged, I'm able to throw out a couple fakes. Usually a mugger will come at me and he'll want one wallet and then he'll figure oh, this is probably a fake. Give me the other one. And I'll throw a second fake. But I have a couple more fakes in there.
Okay, that's a great idea. I just want to say that's a great idea. But take a look through your magnifying glass. Check out that mysterious face.
As Detective Riley peers through his huge magnifying glass, enlarging the chin-scratched, emoji-like bust above the door.
Detective Riley, is it as on the nose as it appears from down here?
It's uncanny, Detective Potter. It's right on the. I'm holding the magnifying glass right on the nose, and just then, Detective Riley's eyes widen and widened and widened.
Detective Riley, take it easy. You look like your eyes are going to pop right out of your skull.
Detective Potter, I can't stop my eyes. They keep widening. I can't stop the widening. They're enlarging. They're growing.
And as Detective Riley stares into the chin-scratched looking bust, beams come out of the bust and go directly into Detective Riley's eyes. The beams are reflected from Detective Riley's eyes down to a spot on the floor of the Jack in the Box. Detective Riley! Oh my God! Detective Potter takes Detective Riley off of his shoulders and hurls him to the ground. I'm sorry, your eyes. Detective Riley, your eyes pointed directly to that X right on the floor, right in the middle of this Jack in the Box restaurant.
It marks the spot. Open it. My God, I saw so many things. Oh.
Listen, Detective Riley, I bet you did, but I'm frankly getting a little bit sick of your visions. You've been making so much progress in like the scientific investigation, and I think, okay, what were your visions? I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry about me. Just open the axe. Break down that axe.
So Detective Potter wanders over to the X and feels around on the floor and notices a hinge and a trap door. Detective Riley, you were exactly right. There's a trap door here.
Did I say that? You must have heard my thoughts. Because distinctly, I was thinking, below that X, there's a trap door with a little tire swing that leads down into some kind of odd makeshift playhouse beneath this Jack-in-the-Box, a creative area, a tinker's, a shop, a Muppet maker's studio.
Oh my God, are you okay? Before you slip into unconsciousness, I just want to say that you did say that I should open up or break through that X. That's the only reason I came over here and checked.
But you knew. You could see, like I saw.
I mean, you told me. Okay. All right. You're right. I'm going to swing this door open, and so Detective Potter gives a massive heave to the trap door. It swings open, exposing a dark chasm beneath the Jack-in-the-Box.
Faint candles line the walls. Detective Potter can't make out what exactly is beneath the floorboards, but he does see a tire swing that leads directly down into this hidden lair beneath the Jack-in-the-Box steakhouse.
What will the Bureau boys find beneath the Jack-in-the-Box? Will Detective Riley have another one of his visions?
Will Detective Riley ever recover from the broken ribs?
Where is to head?
And who is beneath this shop? Or what?
Tune in next week to find out. If you enjoyed this episode, help the Bureau Boys solve this case by submitting your clue at thebureauboys.com. They may use it on a future episode.
While you're there, why not join their informant network and tell all your friends and family to join too? But don't tell the criminals, because the Bureau Boys are coming for them.